Hey guys, it's Alicia. Welcome back to Unfiltered Diaries. As you can probably tell, I'm the only person uploading this week, and that is because the others were having some technical difficulties. Between cameras breaking, SD card readers breaking, and YouTube just being a dick face, you didn't get a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday video. But for today's video, I thought, why not share some stories from when I lived in a haunted house? I literally do not care what anyone says. This house was haunted. Demons were attacking people. No, it was... So I have a couple of stories to share with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and give it a like and a comment and subscribe for more videos. Most of these stories did not happen to me. They happened to my family, but you know, I can tell them because they're my family. So the first story, I want to call it The Little Girl in the Box. And basically, we had a den which we converted into a bedroom for my brothers. And next to the den was a closet. It was a very large closet, and somehow we managed to fill it with junk. And so one day my mom wanted us to clean this closet out because she was sick of the junk, of course. And we had this giant box. We had just bought some furniture and we had this big ass box in the house. And so we put all of the junk inside of the box. When we finished cleaning the closet, it was nighttime and no one felt like lugging this big ass box to the back of where we lived into the trash can. So we just left the box in my brother's room. This happened to my younger brother, and his bed, the way that it was up against a wall, but his feet were touching the wall, you know, and his head was facing towards the hall. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you know what, you get what I mean, I hope. So the box was near his feet, and he said that he got up, you know, he had to pee or whatever, his bladder woke him up, and he went to the bathroom, he came back and got back in bed, you know, whatever, he'd go back to sleep, that's what normal people do. So he's trying to go back to sleep, and he randomly just looks up, looks around the room, and he looks towards his feet. And what does he see, bitch? He sees a little girl. Now, the little girl is kind of transparent, but not to the point where you can't you can see directly through her. He could tell what she was wearing and stuff, and she was dressed like one of them maybe 60s to 80s poor get up. So basically he saw this little girl and she just she disappeared. And what my mom says, my mom is very she's a firm believer when it comes to paranormal shit, and she was maybe it was something in that closet, you know, she's old objects and shit, they hold on to bad stuff. That's why you have to get rid of stuff. That's what she thought. I mean, the next story, this happened to my mom, and this happened before the little girl in the box story. I want to call this one the knee pain. If you watched my demon in the bedroom story, this happened in that same room, except it was before it became my room. So I shared it with my brothers, and one night, I guess we were all camping out, and my mom decided to just camp out with us. So she was also sleeping in our room. We were all asleep when this happened, she said. No one was awake, the dog was asleep, no one else was in our house, we were just all asleep. And she was laying on her stomach, and when you lay on your stomach, obviously the back of your knees are exposed. She said that as she was laying there, she felt someone's... I am sweating, bitch. It's hot as fuck in here. She said that when she was laying there, she felt someone else's knees in the back of her knees. You know, if you stand on your knees, if you're in all fours, bitch, you know what I mean. So she woke up to something's knees in the back of her knees. Now here's where it got even creepier and more violent, I guess. This thing, whatever was behind her, say it was a person or something, it put its hand over her mouth. So it was covering her mouth, but it was grabbing it. I don't want to grab because I'm going to mess my lipstick up and I don't have time for that. But it was grabbing her and pulling her up by the mouth. You guys know in middle school you have to do those things where you lay on your stomach and you go up and they put a ruler to see how far up it was that position, you know. So this part is even weirder and scarier and more weird and scary. It told her to open up. Keep in mind, it's covering her mouth and hurting her to where she can't scream, but it told her to open up her mouth and praise Jesus. When I think of a demon, I don't picture a demon saying like praise Jesus. So I don't know what the hell it was or why a godly whatever would hurt her. I really do not know. I mean, all I know is that ever since then she does have knee pains where that happened. The next story I want to call the growling. This happened to my older brother. He was home alone when this happened, and he was in our fridge, you know, getting food. That's what normal people do. And he's like bent over in the fridge. Keep in mind, no one is home. Our dog is not home. He was the only one in the house, but he's in the fridge bending over, just like getting food or whatever, and he hears growling, bitch. It wasn't our dog. The neighbors did not have a dog. We were the only ones where we lived who had a dog. What was it? He said it didn't sound like any creature he has like seen or heard of or interacted with. I don't know what kind of creatures he would interact with anyway, but I watch a lot of paranormal shows, as does my family, and people be hearing growls on there, and that's what I think of. And honestly, I don't need demons growling. This next story is not as scary. It's just kind of like weird and like fucked up and like what the actual fuck, you know? So this happened to my mom again, and this happened in the same room as the demon in my bedroom story. So my mom is just laying in my bed watching TV because she didn't have a TV in her room and I was not home. She has the remote with her. You know, normal people keep the remotes with them when they watch TV, and she has it, and she watches a TV show, and she does not get up at all during this TV show. So the remote should still be with her, right? So she's laying there, you know, the show goes off and she wants to change the channel and watch something else. So she reaches for the remote, it's not there. It's like, okay, no big deal, it's probably on the floor or under her. She looks on the floor, it's not there. So at this point, she's like out of the bed, pulling the covers back, looking for this damn remote. And she cannot find the remote. But tell me why. She turns around and the remote is in the hallway. The remote is in the hallway. The hallway. No one was home. She was the only one in our house. None of us went up the stairs and took the remote. The dog did not take the remote. Why is the remote in the hallway? This also happened in the same room. It happened quite frequently. One of the walls in the room, the entire wall was a window, and so there were very long blinds, and oftentimes the blinds would be moving, and I'm talking about like 30 miles per hour winds moving these damn blinds. Where I lived, it was never windy like that. Demons. This next story happened to both me and my mom. We were all, my family, we were all camping out in our den, aka my brother's room, and my brothers had fallen asleep. Me and my mom were the only ones awake. And the kitchen was clean. She made us clean the kitchen every single night. There was nothing on the counters, nothing on the stove. The pots were all put away. The plates were in the cabinet. It was a spotless ass, clean ass kitchen. Tell me why me and my mom both hear the sound of a pot top like falling onto the ground, spinning for like 5 seconds, and then nothing. We looked at each other because we both knew the kitchen was clean. Nothing was in the kitchen. So what the fuck was that? What was it? Tell me. We get up, we go into the kitchen, there's nothing there. Everything is put away. All of our doors and windows are closed. So if it was the neighbors, we wouldn't be able to hear it like that well. Only had tile in our bathrooms and our kitchen. Everything else was carpeted. And there's not going to be a pot in the bathroom. This last story happened to my brother, and I think next to the mom and Jesus thing, I think this is like the scariest story. So I want to call this the cookies and milk story. He was in our kitchen getting cookies and milk, and where he was standing, if he leaned to the left, he could like see into our living room, the patio, and our front door. Something catches his eye. And it's like, just picture The Grudge, okay? Like on all fours, turning into a fucking horse and galloping towards you at 50 miles per hour. He said it was like a shadow type thing. It was a shadow, but he could tell it was like the body, I guess, of a person or whatever. It was extremely dark. He could not see the face, but it had like really long black hair just covering its face. and it was on like all fours, and it started galloping like a horse towards him. Obviously he got the fuck out of the kitchen and didn't go back. Guys, that is the end of this video. I have more stories, but I kind of want to save them for like a later time, you know. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did not lie about any of this stuff. It's all real. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next week's videos where we all don't flop, you know. And bye.